Hello everybody and welcome to my tutorial. Today I am going to be covering how to do your own Jessica manicure at home. I'm going to go through all the products that you're going to need. If you haven't got everything to hand, that's absolutely fine. You can just skip that part. So first of all, what you're going to need is a bowl. It doesn't matter if it's a household bowl or a manicure bowl. You're going to need some nail soak. Now this is also a hand wash and it can be used as a body wash as well. This is available on the Jessica website, and this one is the Treasure from the Body Treats range, which is my favourite because it smells of rose. You're also going to need some cuticle nippers and some cotton wool. You're going to need some nail polish remover. This is Jessica's non-acetone nail polish remover. I love this because it's not drying on the nail plate. You're going to need a nail file, an orange wood stick. You're also going to need, if you have available, don't worry if you don't, but again these are available on the Jessica website, so some Nourish. This is a salon size. It's available in a squeezy tube, and then also some feminine oil. And then for finishing off the manicure before the paint, you're going to need hand cream. Now I love, as you all know, the Spongelli range because this has in hydraulic acid amongst other ingredients. But also Jessica do lovely hand creams. One of my favourite out of the Jessica range is the Body Treats again, and this is the Treasure to match my hand soak. And then to do the paint, you're going to need a base coat that's going to suit your nail type. So if you are a client of mine, please message me. I already know what your nail type is, so I can prescribe you a treatment for your nails. I'm going to be using Restoration today because I've had gels on my nails and they need a little bit of healing. If you are unsure of your nail type, you're not a client of mine, or perhaps your nails have changed since I saw you last, you can actually use the Phenom base coat, which is suitable for all nail types. It's got vitamins in, and then at least then you're not going to be using something that perhaps might make your nail condition worse. And then a colour of your choice. So as you all know, I love these real deep burgundy colours. So I'm using Street Swagger of the Jessica Custom colour, but I also want you to experience the Phenom on how to apply that as well, because they are different applications. So I'll go through both of those with you. And then finally you're going to need a top coat. Now you can either use Brilliance, which has got a high shine gloss. It's slightly slower in drying than the Phenom top coat, which is the one I use in the salon. However, if you haven't got access to the Phenom and you've got Brilliance, that's absolutely fine. And I'm sure you've probably got the time to allow it to dry as well at the moment, with us being in isolation. And then we're going to need a quick dry. So I love the Jessica Speed Dry Spray. This is great because you don't have to like the quick dry. The quick dry drops are great from Jessica, but you have to get the pipette and drizzle it on. This is just great because you can just spray over the top as well. So that's what you're going to need, and if you have any questions regarding the tutorial, please do message me, or if you're watching via YouTube, you can pop your questions in the comment section below. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Hi guys, so welcome to my Jessica Nails manicure tutorial. So I've got a bowl of warm water here. I'm just going to pop a pump of the Jessica Body Treats Hand and Body Bath. These are only actually $11.50 off the website, which I think is really good value for 8.5 fluid ounce. And they do have the matching hand creams as well, which are $11.50. I think they're $11.50 or $11.99, but I do think they're really good value for money. So you would put both hands in at the same time. I'm just going to do one hand today, just so that we can speed through the tutorial a little bit quicker. So you're going to be soaking for 30 seconds to a minute, no more than that. Reason being is 80% of the damage on the nail plate is water damage, and your nails do act like a sponge. So it's not great if you've got peeling and flaking nails, because it will create the nail plate to separate a little bit more as well. So once you've soaked the fingers, you're then just going to dry your hands on a towel, and you're going to get your orange wood stick, get your cotton wool pad, and then just split the cotton wool pad. And what I do is so you've got on your orange wood stick, generally you've got like a pointy end, and then you've got the more sort of smoother end here. Doesn't really matter which edge you're going to use, but I quite like to use the bit that's more beveled at the end. So you're going to just twist and catch some of the cotton wool on the end of the orange wood stick and just tighten it up. This will just mean it's not going to be as scratchy, so this is a really good cuticle pusher then. I much prefer to use these in DIY manicures than the metal implements, because these you can actually scratch and damage the nail plate with. For those of you that are my clients, you know that I use the Jessica nail care machine, but for home care purposes I would recommend that you do this. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to rub a little bit of feminine oil into the cuticles, like so. This is great because this has in jojoba oil, rice oil and almond oil. To try and remember them from my training days. So just a little bit of you'll have a tube version. If you are going to be using the Nourish, you'll have a tube of this so you can squeeze it onto the back of your hand. So just around about a grain of rice per cuticle. See, I've already put too much on the back of my hand there. You don't need a lot at all. If you just see there, roughly a grain of rice or thereabouts. So just rubbing that in to the cuticles. And then I'm just going to rub that in the back of my hand. My hands are really dry anyway from all this hand washing. And then you're just going to push the cuticles back gently using the orange wood stick with the cotton wool twisted on the end. So just pushing the cuticles back. You don't need to be forceful here, because what you don't want to do is make your cuticles sore. So nice and gentle. You can also, whenever you wash your hands, you can use your towel just to very, very gently push the cuticles back as well. It's really good for doing it as a regular regime. So from here, I'm then going to get my cuticle nippers. Now it's really important that you don't nip the whole cuticle off. That's a really, really old-fashioned way of doing it, and it actually opens up an avenue for infection as well. So you might struggle to see here actually, but I've got a couple of little hang nails that have been driving me around the twist. It's those, if you actually pick it and pull it down, you end up creating a ladder in your skin, and they're really, really sore. So I'm just going to nip those. So all that you're nipping is any stray bits of skin, loose bits of cuticle and hang nail. You are not actually nipping the bulk of the cuticle. So I'm just going to come in here. Some people call them grannies. I've heard that before. One of my clients said it to me and I was like, oh, I've never heard of grannies before, and then I've heard a few people mention it since. Okay. So that's my cuticles now tidied up. And then I'm going to apply some hand cream. So my favourite hand cream, as you all know, I keep on going on about it, is the Sponge Jelly hand cream, 1350. It's got your shea butter in, macadamia seed oil, argan oil, and it's also got the amazing key ingredient, hyaluronic acid, which is really good for resurfacing the skin. So I'm just going to rub a bit of this in, rubbing it into my hands like so. I'm just showing off my lovely bracelet that my friend bought me for my birthday. It's lovely. It's got like a little skull on there as well. Those of you who know me know that I absolutely love skulls. My friend Karen, shout out to Karen for my lovely birthday present. Hope you're doing all right, honey. So just rub in the hand cream in, and then I'm going to shape my nails. So just make sure you've got the right nail file as well, because there's a lot of nail files out there that are a bit gritty, you know, like the real old-fashioned nail files. Most of my clients need the normal. There's a handful that perhaps would need the hard. So I'm trying to find the best way that I can do this so that you guys can see as well. So I'm just going to show you my nails here. I've just saved these two. I did actually file these in advance, just in preparation. I have got a bit of a dodgy nail as well. I don't know whether you can see here, but I've got, I trapped my finger in the boot of my car where back in the days when I was a rep getting my stock out of my boot, and I did damage the matrix, which is just in the nail, behind the nail plate here, and it's where the nail forms, and I have a ridge that cracks here, and it always happens. And unfortunately, when I haven't got gel on protecting my nails, which I haven't since I did the soak off video, it will crack. And when I was making the bed yesterday, it decided it wanted to go. So I should have done this video yesterday instead before I made the bed. Anyhow, so I'm just going to file the nails. So I tend to work in one direction, or from one side to the centre, other side to the centre. Try and not file like this back and forth, because what you're going to do is you're going to create friction on the nail plate and damage the nail plate. So just file from one side to the centre, other side to the centre. It all depends on what nail shape you want. Most people are going for squoval. I was going to say quoval, squoval these days. So you're just shaping the nails up. I quite like to round the edges very, very slightly, but I'm not a fan of filing right down into the edge of the nail wall there, unless you like oval nails. What that does is it actually weakens the edges of the nail, and you're more likely to get cracks and splits down the side as well. Just going to do the little finger. I've already done the other nails in preparation. Try and keep this video short as possible. Now you'll get what's called fringing, especially if you're taking quite a bit of length off the nails. And what fringing is those little flaky bits that that you get along the free edge of the nail, so the edge of the nail. You can actually bevel the file down, so you're just beveling down like so. Don't bevel up, because that will again damage the nail plate, but you can bevel down, or if you've got a buffer to hand, you can actually buff underneath, and it will just slay away those little flaky bits before you actually paint your nails as well. There we go. So I've shaped my nails. I'm now going to, it's really important at this stage that you get rid of any oil off the nail plate. Now everything that I've just done with all the products, you don't do that if you're applying gel. If you're applying gel, which I'm not doing in this tutorial, but if you are and you've put all those oils, lotions and potions on, what you're going to find is your gel's going to lift, even if you remove the residue. It doesn't happen with polish actually, so I'm just going to squeak over the surface of the nail plate just to ensure there's no oils on the nail plate there before I paint. So I'm just going to get a little bit more. And you want to hear it squeaking. It's what we used to call squeaking when I used to do training for Jessica. I wasn't actually a trainer, but I used to do workshops when I was a regional manager, so I have got a little bit of training experience, and I do know the products inside out and back to front, so I can answer most questions. So from there, I'm actually using base coat restoration. My nails are a little bit on the sensitive side. I've always had sensitive nails. So in using restoration, it's got echinacea in, which does heal the nails, as well as some strengthening properties as well, but it's just not going to over bombard my nails as well. Do let me know if you're not sure what nail type you are. I am actually going to post on my Instagram, which is at Amanda Clay Beauty, and my Facebook page, Amanda Clay Beauty again. I'm going to be posting an image with nail types and what Jessica base coat you need. If you're really unsure, the best thing I can suggest is that you actually go for the Phenom base coat, because that is for any nail type. So with your base coat, I would say, because we've got the time, I would recommend you actually do 2 coats of base coat. It's going to protect the nails more, and then if you do keep the polish on for longer than a week, you have got an extra coat, because your nails do absorb the base coat, and once it's absorbed the base coat, you're then subsequently going to be absorbing the colour, and you don't want yellow nails. So I would definitely recommend that you do 2 coats of base coat. So I always apply with 8 to 10 brush strokes. This just ensures that the product is going to, oh, got a bit of fluff there. This just ensures that the product is going to penetrate properly into the nail plate. And just load the one side of your brush, wipe the product off the other side of the brush. So you're not overloading the nail, but you've got enough to cover the nail plate. It's up to you. You might want to allow that to just dry for a minute or so before you go and put your second coat on. It depends how confident you are layering nail polish. I'm pretty confident, so I'm going to go straight into my next coat. Just also make sure that you are sealing the free edge when you do this as well. So I'm capping the free edge here. I'm actually going to get my orange wood stick. I know I've been using my nails, which is an absolute no-no in the beauty industry, but there we go. Don't always follow the rule book. Orange wood stick for tidying up around the edges as well. So awkward to get the angle right for the camera as well, because I'm so used to turning my hand a different way when I paint my own nails, and obviously I can't use a model today. We have to stay safe, guys. So try not flood the cuticles, 8 to 10 brush strokes, cover the whole nail, and then make sure that you seal in the free edge. So cap the free edge. There we go. Just whilst that's drying a little bit, make sure you screw all your lids on as well as you go along. You don't want to be knocking those onto your carpet or anything like that. So don't use the same cotton wool on the end that you've used before. I'm now going to get the pointy end. Again, I'm going to part the cotton wool. Might be worth you doing this before, actually, so you're not getting fluff on your nails, which I'm probably going to do now. Yeah. So So just twisting this here. So it's really good to have this ready for when you come to paint your nails. So if I've just got fluff in here. It's been such a long time since I've used normal nail polish on my nails. I always use gel. So have that ready. Oh, he says. In fact, have some nail polish remover ready in a lid. Unless your orange wood stick, I've spilt that everywhere as well. Unless your orange wood stick is longer than your bottle, have some just ready on the side. So when you come to tidying up with the polish, you can dip that into your nail polish remover with ease. I'm going to move that all the way over there because Calamity Jane here is probably going to knock it over. So I'm only actually going to paint a couple of nails for speed here, really, just so you can not have to listen to my voice for the next 5 hours. So when you're painting your nails with the colour, so I'm going to use the custom colour here first of all. They've got loads of choices of colours as well. So if you get your brush and just wipe off the excess on one side, like so. And then again, it's 8 to 10 brush strokes with the custom colour. So I tend to just start at the cuticle and just like so. So it's 8 to 10 brush strokes. The great thing about Jessica polishes is they're so pliable. So you don't have to worry about them drying too quickly, that you can't actually get the product moving on the nail plate. They're silicone based as well, which is actually patented to the Jessica formulation. So there shouldn't be any other polishes on the market quite like these. And then seal in the free edge. I think I painted that on too soon, but and then you can just tidy up. If you see here, because I've not done polish for so long and I'm actually trying to do this, just gonna see whether I can zoom in there. I'm trying to do this so that you guys can see what I'm doing on the camera as well. So I normally paint my nails like this way, but you're not going to be able to see. So I am just going to tidy up where I've just flooded the cuticle, which is dead easy. So I'm going to use the wooden end here because it's not a really bad flood, and then just tidy up, and that's literally tidied up. So that's fine. You'll find the first coat, particularly with the darker colours, will be patchy. That's normal. Now with the Phenom, application is slightly different. I am going to come back and finish that off, but the application is slightly different. So with the Phenom, try not do the 8 to 10 brush strokes. Try and get it on, if you can, with slightly less brush strokes. So here we go. These colours are the closest I could get to match. I do love the Phenom. It's a really nice one to paint with. And it's fast drying. You'll probably find you need to re-dip a couple of times as well. See, I said try not to use 8 to 10 brush strokes, but it's alright, it's allowing me to. Depends on how far down the bottle you are with it as well. I tend to find the Phenom polishes, if they're not kept in the fridge, they can go a little bit gloopy halfway down. I do recommend that you do keep your polishes in the fridge. Okay, so the colours I've used, just whilst these are drying, the colours I've used Phenom, oh, just bear with me, let me just turn it over, Phenom Well Bred. And then I've used, actually they're a really good match, those are. I'm not going to go around with odd nails for next week or so. And then Street Swagger in the custom colour. Really are my favourite shades, these sorts of colours. I really love Cherrywood as well. I had Cherrywood on my wedding day. I think it was cherry wood, it might have been street swagger actually. They're very similar in shade. So I'm going to come back to my ring finger and I'm going to do my second coat of colour. Out of habit, I'm just turning my nail around there. So make sure you've got plenty on the brush. You've wiped the one side of the brush on the bottleneck. You may find on the second coat you don't need to use as many brush strokes. See how you go. And then I'm just going to seal the free edge in. If you want to be really adventurous, you can paint the backs of the nails. I'm not going to do that because I think it's going to be hard enough for if you've not done manicure on yourself before. It's going to be hard enough for you to actually do the paint without the complication of painting the backs of your nails as well. So coming in with the phenom, and just going to paint on, oh, I've just knocked that nail, paint on the well bred in the phenom. Again, I'm just going to let that dry and then I'll put my top coat on. I only have available in the salon the phenom top coat, but you can use Brilliance. There is also a top coat called Top Priority. Now if you do use Top Priority, it will not dry very well without Brilliance over the top. Top Priority is designed to really seal the colour in, and then Brilliance is the high shine gloss. So think of like a lip product where you might put your lip shade on. It might be a really long lasting lip shade. Think of the top Priority like that, and then the Brilliance is like the high shine gloss. But Top Priority won't dry easily without the Brilliance over the top. So either Brilliance on its own or Top Priority followed by Brilliance. I'm just going to be using the phenom top coat today. So you don't need to apply any pressure. Be really light-handed when you put your top coat on. You don't want to be dragging the colour. And just ensure, I've probably not allowed enough drying time because normally I would have painted 10 nails. But just ensure you've allowed enough drying time between coats so not to drag the colour off. Again, sealing in the free edge. I don't think I put enough top coat just down that side there. It's a really, really light touch, light application. And again, I'm just going to let that dry for at least a minute before I spray my speed dry. So the speed dry is from Jessica as well. All the products I've used today, apart from the hand cream, the Spongelli hand cream, are Jessica products. They can all be purchased from www.jessicacosmetics.co.uk. I do have a discount code. I'm not sure I can actually mention it on YouTube. I did have a comment removed the other day. So if you do want the discount code and you're a client of mine, please message me directly, or you can check out my Instagram, which is Amanda Clay Beauty, or you can check out my Facebook page, which also is Amanda Clay Beauty, and I have posted all the discount codes on there. Okay, so after a minute or so, I'm going to keep those nails out the way because I actually want to paint these in a second. So you're just going to spray like so, and then that will just, whilst you're allowing it to dry, it will probably take, with fen on, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then you can get on as normal within sort of half an hour. With the custom colour, I would probably avoid doing anything too strenuous, or say strenuous, it's not like you've just had a massage, but try not to do anything too active that's going to involve your hands for maybe up to an hour, really, I would say, with the custom colour. So perhaps sit and watch some Netflix or scroll through some tutorials like mine, and then you'll be absolutely fine then as well. What I will say is, if you're painting your toes, you need to keep your feet in flip-flops all day if you're going anywhere. Again, I think we've got plenty of time to let our toes dry at the moment. So there we go. There is your Jessica manicure. I'm going to paint these on myself now, and I will leave that with you guys to have a little play around with. Any questions, do get in contact or put a comment in the description, or put a comment down below. Thank you.